Welcome back in, everyone. Well, a week ago today, a group of demonstrators in support of Armenia gathered outside of Congressman Kevin McCarthy's office to push for the U.S. to intervene in the region so history with its neighboring countries of Azerbaijan and Turkey won't repeat itself. Well, this morning, we're bringing on a local Bakersfield woman, Dr. Toksik Brutian, who was born in Armenia, to provide more context on this very complicated situation. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict that is taking place right now between Armenia and Azerbaijan really began way back in history. In 1980, when the Soviet Union collapsed and territories began to gain its independence, a small region about the size of Delaware had plans to gain its independence. Ultimately, Azerbaijan rejected this declaration, and the first Nagorno-Karabakh War began from 1988 to 1994, where more than 30,000 Armenians died and millions had to leave their homeland. In 1994, there was a ceasefire, and although there's been times where there's been flare-ups between both nations, it has been peaceful overall until as of September 27th of this year. This year, on September 27th, Azerbaijan, with the full support of Turkey, both militarily and financially, again began to invade this territory. Now, it's clear why Turkey and Azerbaijan work together, because there is a religious, ethnic, and cultural similarities. But we must also recognize that Turkey and Armenia have had a bloody history. After all, in 1915, more than 1.5 million Armenians died under the hands of the Ottoman Turks. And so what we have is generations of survivors of the Armenian genocide now fighting to prevent for history repeating itself.
Right, so there are only a handful of Armenian families here in Bakersfield, but it's actually estimated there are about 50,000 Armenians here in the Central Valley, not to mention that just a jump, hop, and skip away in Glendale is the largest Armenian community outside of Armenia itself. So there have been countless protests, not only in that area, all over the world, but most pertinent to us, a week ago outside of Congressman Kevin McCarthy's office here in Bakersfield, where about 100 people showed up. So the question I have for you this morning is, what is it that the Armenian community wants to see happen? What's the goal?
Armenians as a nation are peaceful. Right now, what we feel is that we're fighting for our survival. Ultimately, what the Armenian community wants is that the United States, with the international community, to collectively put pressure on Azerbaijan and Turkey to stop the fighting, to stop the bombing, and work towards a peaceful resolution.
Right. Well, if people from our community want to also stand with the Armenian people, what avenues can they take?
You know, first, it's about just knowledge. Knowledge is power, and the importance of to understand what took place in 1915 with the Armenian genocide, and what that this current small conflict is a fight for survival. Second, we must continue our efforts to reach out to our representatives, our government officials, to intervene, and we must realize that the people of Nagorno-Karabakh, as a human right, have self-determination to decide what their future is. There must be efforts in the humanitarians. This war has cost not only thousands of lives, but the use of drones and bombs has devastated this region. And ultimately, what I would like is to be proven wrong, that in the worst hours of our civilization, we are not alone. In 1915, under the cover of World War I, Turkey was able to create a genocide where 1.5 million Armenians died. Today, in 2020, we're dealing with a pandemic globally. In the United States, it's an election year. And so what I hope is that every individual in society is concerned when there is an attempt to destroy a civilization that has existed for thousands of years, is the first Christian nation in the world, and has already survived the genocide. We must intervene, and we must do it now.
All right, so what you're really recommending is for people to reach out to their local representatives, similar to what a group did here in Bakersfield a week ago today. Dr. Toksik Brutian, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning and shedding light on this very important topic.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Is there a story you think we should investigate? Call our Eyewitness News tip line at 869-2929.